my trusty frying pan as a drying pan.
Hello, and a hello everyone. Welcome to Dating and Development. If you know who I am, you know who I am. If you don't know who I am, now you know. It's me, SDC, Smoking Dorita Cannibal. Yeah, there we go. Whatever. If this is your first time to the channel, very warm welcome. If this is your return time to the channel, very warm welcome too. Before I get started, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Now, I like her.ie, don't get me wrong. I've read some articles on the site for guidance when it came to dating in my youthful years, with my head full of salon quality hair as we speak. Follicles of salon quality. But I'm liking this thing they're doing called Shifty First Dates, the Her Guide to Dating in Ireland, Wise Words. So I want to start recording because obviously I'm going to be covering another article by them. Now, this got 8 shares and I'm quite hungry. In this weekly feature, her.ie goes behind enemy lines to see what it is like to be single in Ireland. From speed dating to making speedy escapes, our no holds barred blog will follow our attempts to venture into the dating jungle, play the field, and share any wisdom that we find along the way. This is week 26, so of course we're going into a big time jump. This week, a letter from Elizabeth Taylor to Richard Burton, days before they decided to end their 10-year relationship, went on sale and saw the legendary actress pour her heart out to the floundering lover. It got us thinking about some of the great love stories of our time and some of our great advice that has come out of it. So what? Johnny Sins massaging your leg is one of the greatest love stories of every time. That made no sense. But yes, Johnny Sins massaging your legs is the greatest love story of all time. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I definitely vote for that in the Oscars. So we've compiled our tips, and the top tips, mind you, to deal with the highs and lows of relationships while looking as good as a Hollywood legend. Number 1, things will go wrong, but there's nothing that a cocktail with the girls won't solve. Grace, here we go with the quote, pour yourself a drink, put on some lipstick and pull yourself together. What am I going to do? Grab a beer, have a big wank and watch soccer and get myself together. It might be tempting to bury yourself in a pile in the corner every time a man breaks your heart, doesn't return your call, or pervs you behind your back on Tinder. Now that's a run-on sentence, so I'm not going to read all that. They should have broken that down into 2 sentences. That annoys me. That makes it confusing. First of all, let's blame the men. Oh, the man has broken your heart. Oh, the man has done this. How could he? That absolute wank stain. Don't like him. What a poopy head. No, it doesn't go into, oh, well, you could have done something wrong, ladies. It doesn't say, oh, you could have said you wanted to be friends or this and that, or you wanted to be, you cheated on a guy on him behind his back, or you told him you weren't interested, or you're playing too hard to get so he gave up. Oh, that alludes to, it's okay, you sweet angel, let me pat you on the head and give you a forehead kiss. That's what that reeks of. As in, women don't do anything wrong. Women can do a lot wrong, as of men can do a lot wrong. I cannot speak today. Jesus Christ. A lot of men can do wrong too. Totally. And women perv on men on Tinder just as much. Come on, if you're a hot guy with a good body and everything else, obviously they're going to be perving on you. Women, if you start dating a woman, she is going to look through all of your social media photos if she can find them. If you're on Facebook, she'll find your photos and she will go through them just to get a sense of who you are. So, but once you hop up, get into that dress and that always makes you feel great and face it head on, things will start getting better. Well, a cocktail with the girlos. Isn't that so sweet? My one one-headed dragon. My one-eyed dragon is crying tears already, and those tears are white. Never ever settle. And oh my god, I just love the way it's like the generic thing to say a quote and then post up a quote from a famous person. Thank you, Dolly Parton. Represent, dedicate, working 9 to 5. Leaving a relationship can be very scary. Possible reason why you're losing the constant source of validation and attention you're getting. Yeah, maybe you're properly in love with the way he made you feel, or that you're losing the sense of security, or maybe you actually did genuinely love him. You know, all four of those reasons are very likely. But that's no excuse to stay with someone that you're not happy with. Girls, you do you. Now, first one, he broke your heart, but don't stay with someone you don't like. Never ever, like, make up your goddamn mind. There's no consistency so far with the two of these. This is literally like talking to a woman sometimes, just no consistency. So, like, you know, and here you go. And similarly, if you're miserable being single, start putting yourself out there and dating. It's not miserable being single, it's just miserable because no one's paying her attention. Yeah, maybe she might sleep around, and guys definitely do sleep around, don't get me wrong, both people can do it. I'm not putting any particular person, lady or lad, to shame. That's not what I'm about. Both people do it. But if you want to find someone, ladies, if you want to find a man, go out there and get him. But the thing is, you're not going to find Mr. Right. You're not going to find Mr. Perfect, because guess what? My big brain calculations tell me that he doesn't exist. Drop your standards. You can't have a fucking checklist that even makes Mahatma Gandhi blush with trying to achieve world peace, because if he's trying to achieve that woman, he'll never be successful. But he's dead. he's an idea. But that analogy was terrible. But lower your standards, lower your expectations, and don't expect so much off of him. You know, guy's trying to do his best in a relationship, but you can't keep pushing for more and more if he's giving you all he's got. Because if you keep pushing for more and more, he's going to start questioning himself. He's like, am I actually doing everything I should be doing? And he's not going to put much effort into the relationship, because you get to that stage where so much eventually wears you out that you have too much to do, too much to provide. It will wear you out. They don't want to do it anymore. That's like, you know, when it comes to something I have to do. If I have too much to do and it's wearing me out, I couldn't give 2 flying frisbees if I have it done or not, because I'm just not bothered. You have to lower your expectations and not expect so much out of them. Yeah, the you go girl movement. You know, you go girl, go what you want, get the man you deserve. But then again, there's so much layers to what that man should be. If he doesn't fit her criteria, good luck. So, like, ladies, lower the standards a small bit, the expectations more than anything. And they quote something here now: the only person putting you in your current position is you. And I like that, what they did here on her.ie. Whoever wrote the article, good job. This line, I actually like this line. That's accountability. You are putting yourself into this position. Take accountability. But it's quite hard for women to take accountability. Even I'm like, oh, I'm so like this and so like that. And you get to do, no, I don't want to act like children. Like, shut the front door. Get out of here. It is a mortal sin to dull yourself down for a man. Imperfection is beauty. Madness is genius, and it's better to be absolutely ridiculous than absolutely, oh, Jesus Christ, I want to beat myself with a stick. I've got a belt and I'm not afraid to hang myself. Some men are threatening, oh, for fuck's sakes, sorry for my language, but like, do they not proofread this before they release the goddamn article? Some men are threatening by strong women. Some men are threatened by strong women. Your editor here is poor. They are idiots. I love this, right, ladies? This is just man bashing already. You men by strong women. Oh, good luck. You're insecure. You're this, that, the other. Bye-bye. But we all know women, strong women, fair enough. They're not in their feminine. Men want women in their feminine. It makes things a whole lot easier. Of course, women are going to test men. Even the blind man can see that. However, if a man has to deal with a masculine woman and he's in his masculine, then that energy is going to clash, not creating polarity. She's not in her feminine, but she's in her masculine. You can probably put two and two together there. Now, like, there could be a scenario where, you know, you could work so hard. You come across someone who you're really into, right? And you could put so much effort and so much energy just to play and laugh and tease with her and this, that, and the other, just get into her feminine. But at the end of it, even when she gets into her feminine, you're just exhausted. It's a mental toll on you. You know, strong, independent woman trademark. Fantastic, right? But ladies, men want women in their feminine. We're complementary to each other. And that's how the polarity works. That's how you create chemistry. A masculine man and a masculine woman can't come together and make that chemistry. She either has to be in her feminine, or if she's extremely masculine, he has to be extremely feminine. Now that is an extreme of polarity, but it is there. If you're with the right person, they will love you for the truly crazily individual person you are. Oh my god, I just want to jump off a cliff. I want to jump off a cliff. That man repellent dress, text him at 5 a.m, sing your version of Call Me Maybe, then go right ahead. Man repellent dress, text him at 5 a.m. Okay, great. Thanks. So you're telling girls don't do that, but call him at 5, singing Call Me Maybe. I'm really not getting good lessons here, to be honest. These lessons, there's only been one good line. Everything else has been not fantastic so far. And they'll truly love you for who you are. Great, fantastic. But see, the thing is, when you're a woman and you're born into the world, you're born a woman. Now, if you're a man, you have to earn your place. You have to earn your greatness. You have to earn your success. And that's what the problem herein lies within society. Is that if you're a woman, like, you're a woman, great. I think Dr. Sean T. Smith, he does mention this in Tactical Guide to Women. Men have the burden of performance. Men have to perform. They have to earn their man card in society. If you're not a man, if you don't have this, and this, you're not a man. And that's what society deems to be a man, what women deem to be a man. And yes, men, cool, love a person for who they are. I believe that baloney. But as I advocate, as I say loads of times, trust what she does as opposed to what she says. That goes for everyone. Actions speak louder than words. They're very important. Least not to mention, though, when it comes to loving them for who they are, women are very opportunistic in how they love. They love how you make them feel. They love what you can do. They love what you can provide. Men love idealistically. They have that, you know, unconditional love kind of sense. Or like they still hung up on women, over women, should I say that, who they really liked. Trust your instincts. This kind of goes like, are you trusting the H word? I've always admitted that I'm ruled by my passions. Elizabeth Taylor. Woman can be ruled by her emotions. It might be tempting to go for the safe guy who ticks all the boxes, but at the end of the day, there's nothing like the butterflies in the tummy. The rush when you see his name pop up on your phone, or glancing over while on a date and being secretly delighted with yourself for pulling such a fine specimen. Hypergamy. That's what it is. Hypergamy. No one wants the safe guys. No one does. Because the safe guys are too predictable and too boring. You want the person who gives you the feels. So this kind of, you know, hints in a very covert way that you should go for the bad boys. The butterflies, name pop up, the fine specimen. Yeah, butterflies, the bad boy, the safe guy. No woman really wants the safe guy, do they? Love is blind. There's so many lessons here. Find a man who's interesting enough to have dinner with, and I'll be happy. That's by Lauren McCall. we love a fox as much as the next girl, but you'll get bored of staring eventually. Well, my cadence is really off there. We love a fox as much as the next girl, but you will get bored of staring eventually. So if it helps, if you have something to talk about, so too. That's meant to be TOO. Please her.ie. If any of you are reading or listening to this video or audio stream, please proofread your articles, because the amount of spelling mistakes and bad grammatical choices is appalling. A guy who can keep you interested with his mind as well as his pecs is a keeper. Okay, let's keep going. I'll mention what I'm going to say at the end. Never undersell yourself. How many lessons are there here? Always know your worth in a relationship, and don't ever hand over all the control to another person. Word. So, this article reeks of hypergamy. Men, gotta do this, gotta provide the feelings for her. You gotta have those good pecs, gotta have that good body, gotta be a fine keeper. Women, he should love you for who you are. That's what I get from this article. And yeah, they speak truth there. Know your worth in a relationship. Men, know your worth too. Ladies, know your worth. Men, you are the prize. Let's be realistic about it. And if you hand over the control to another person, okay, great. In a relationship, there has to be compromise, yes, but it shouldn't always be a struggle for power. That kind of relationship is not going to work, because that's ultimately going to lead to resentment from one or both parties. Realistically, in a relationship, it should be the masculine and then feminine energy. As I briefly mentioned back then, that should, what should I say, be complementary to each other, and that the woman has been her feminine, lets the man lead, lets him trust in his instinct. That's her being submissive. Now, am I saying being submissive is a bad thing? No, it's not, because when woman's submissive and in her feminine, it's perhaps one of the most beautiful things to ever witness or to be in the presence of. It's absolutely fantastic. Don't give up on the one. I want. Oh my god! Don't give up on the one. Why? Don't give up on the one. Fucking hell. Sometimes relationships are hard. Sometimes things are complicated. But if it's supposed to work out, I don't know. It's the one. Why do we advocate for the one? The one does not exist. Prime proof example that the one does not exist. The soulmate, the one. Oh my god. I want to pause there, because why do people still believe in this trope of the one? There are good ones, there are bad ones, but there is no the one. And you see a lot of times too, when men end up losing their girlfriend, or the wife ends up leaving them for a stallion, and Italian stallion, and they think, the man thinks, oh, she's the one, and sometimes they press the self-deletion button. There's a case here in Dublin, not many people heard about it, but a guy left a note saying, you're the one, why did this? Because he believed she was the one. This is the kind of damage that media does. Disney films saying, oh, the one's out there for you. So many people blindly believe that there's this one person waiting for you. Now, you can find great people who are suited towards you, but the one does not exist. It's fake. It is fiction. Like, no one is destined to be together. You can call me cynical, you can call me bitter, you can say who hurt you, and to be honest, when you say who hurt you, that's a terrible, terrible comeback, or terrible thing to say, because we've all been hurt. Does it trigger me or offend me? No, it doesn't. But I don't see the reason why someone would go and say it. But you have to realize that it's like, oh, you're the one, blah blah blah, buttering you up. That's what it is, so you'll stay around. Like, if someone says, oh, you're the one for me, I don't believe them. Oh yeah, cool, yeah, very nice, yeah, wow. But I'm thinking the one doesn't exist. And I've said to numerous people, do you believe in the one? I'm like, no. I have no reason to believe in it because the one doesn't exist. And that's just the myth that goes around, and people have to start being clued into the ideology because it's so false and it's so dangerous to believe in that you could spend your entire life waiting for someone to come around who might not even come around because they're not the one. So men, what's the take? So guys and girls, what is the value of this article? Number one, hypergamy exists big time. This proves it in a very subtle way. You know, the pecs, he has to give you the feels, he has to do this, that and the other. Women, you're an angel. You gotta wait for the one. Don't settle for anyone though. But that does not contradict itself. They literally just told themselves, don't ever settle, but you'll find the one. That's contradictory. There's no cohesion with this article at all, with the tips they provide or the wisdom. It's all over the place. And men have to love you for who you are, no other way. Are you fucking joking me? Shut the front door and let me shake your hand quite softly. You have to realize, guys, you're allowed to have standards. Women have standards. You can have standards too. If a woman is not up to scratch and how she should be for you and what your standards are, don't settle for less. Don't settle down because you're desperate or lonely. Keep working on yourself. Keep getting yourself out there. And the more you're able to vet women properly and understand if they're crazy or not and watch out for red flags, then you'll find a high quality woman. But the thing is, these days, with the rise of only supporters and everything else, is that these kind of women are harder to come by because everything else is being glamorized and there's no sanctity, there is no value placed on the human body and frisky time anymore, and that time is long dead. It is. I don't know anything on a negative note, but look, men, keep working at yourselves. You're the prize. Don't settle down for less. But this article here tells you that women want men of high value. That's what this article reeks of. But if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Take care. God bless. Be better and stay safe. Oh yeah.